So, keeping with my habit of creating seasonally inappropriate clothing, I'm back with another make a 60s outfit out of a bedsheet video. For my birthday this year, a friend of mine sent me a massive box of vintage patterns that she found at a yard sale. They range in time period from the late 40s to the 80s, but the first pattern that caught my eye was this lovely 60s pattern. Coincidentally, it was also the pattern that she picked out first. This 1966 Simplicity pattern includes pieces for a shirt with or without sleeves, a skirt, and a pair of shorts. I decided to make all 3 items because the possibility of owning a cute matching set in bright florals was just too good to pass up. All in all, this pattern was super simple. The skirt and shorts are both only 2 pieces if you don't count the waistband, which is just a rectangular piece of fabric, and the shirt is either 5 or 6 pieces depending on whether or not you add the sleeves. I made them all from a bright floral bedsheet that I got from my grandmother's house. I actually ended up using a lot of materials from my grandmother's sewing stash. I think the total cost of this project was $1.70-something. The only thing I ended up actually having to buy was 1 zipper for the shorts, which was also 40% off when I went and bought it. I'll go more into how I feel about them at the end, but overall I just love them. They're adorable. They inject a lot of color into my wardrobe, which is a lot of sort of muted earth tones and browns. I love the pattern. I might make more 60s matching sets if I get some fun fabric, and I hope that I can try out some of the other patterns that I got in the box as well. Although the instructions did not recommend it, I did end up lining the skirt and the shorts with some cotton for some extra stability. I started with the skirt and decided to line it with a very simple method. I cut pieces of both the lining fabric and the fashion fabric and made them up separately. I put the darts in the pieces of the lining and sewed them together and did the same for the fashion fabric. The lining method I used was to make 2 separate versions, one with the lining fabric and one with the fashion fabric, and then put them together with the lining inside of the fashion fabric. I then stitched along the matching seam lines from the outside to make sure everything stayed in place. I created a lapped zipper and neatly enclosed the raw side opening seam with the lining. The way that I did this was to fold the raw edge of the lining against the zipper and then tack that down. All that was left to do then was to hem the skirt, although I ended up changing the hem that I'm doing here, and to add a waistband, which I made out of a solid yellow fabric that was along the edge of the bedsheet. I made the shirt next. Although it was definitely the most complicated to make, it still wasn't that hard. I made up the collar with a layer of interfacing and also attached a strip of interfacing down the center front of the shirt. The facing for both the front neckline and the buttons was built into the pattern piece for the shirt front. That's why the strip of interfacing goes here. The part that's beyond it, the shorter part, will be folded over and the interfacing will be enclosed and provide stability for the buttons and the buttonholes. Once all the pieces were prepped, I put the shirt together, and I thought it looked pretty snazzy even though it didn't have the collar yet. The collar was attached like a typical flat collar, sandwiched between the fashion fabric of the shirt and a facing. I chose to make my shirt without sleeves, so I attached the armhole facings next. Although I don't have footage of it, I tacked down all these facings since I can't stand when they hang loose. I used my machine to make buttonholes and attached a row of buttons down the front. per the pattern instructions, I attached a very small snap to the very top of the opening. The shorts were made much like the skirt, with a lining and outside made separately. Before joining all the pieces together, however, I added some patch pockets, because if the skirt wasn't going to have any, at least the shorts could. Much like the skirt, I made a lapped zipper and finished the inside seam much in the same way. The only change from the skirt was that I enacted some foresight and added some interfacing to the waistband of the shorts. I made the skirt about a month before I made the shirt and the shorts, and I felt like the waistband of the skirt was lacking some structure, and the interfacing helped with that on the shorts. Finally, I attached a plain yellow waistband just like the skirt, and the shorts were finished as well. So when it's the skirt set with the skirt and the top, I love it. No notes, practically perfect. It fits really well. I know that it's finished very nicely and securely. The only thing that I would probably want to have added is some interfacing at the waistband like I did with the shorts. That just, it folds down, but it does fold down with the shorts as well, and I'll get to the shorts. Otherwise, I love this. It's so cute. I don't know, I think it suits me. I'm really happy to have a project that I really like. I'm really happy to have a project that I'm really happy with the outcome of, and I'm really glad that I have practically nothing negative to say about this set. It is the depths of winter here in New England. It's that 1 week of January where the weather is sub-zero by a lot. So know that I am suffering as I don my Floral 60s summer set in the bleak midwinter. I don't have anything particularly awful to say about the shorts. I think compared to the skirt, they're much less cute. I am glad that they have pockets. I'm glad that I enacted the foresight to do that. They are a smidge tighter than I would like them to be, maybe like by a quarter, half an inch. It probably just got caught up in the lapped zipper, which is something I didn't necessarily account for when I was adjusting the pattern slightly, since the waist was a little bit small for me. I think of all of the items of clothing that I made, the shorts are the ones that go least mix and matchy with other items. They are a little bit loud as shorts when they're not paired with the top, I think. But other than that, they're not bad. I just think the whole ensemble is cuter when it's a skirt. Thank you for sticking around and watching me make yet another item of 60s clothing from a bedsheet. I hope you'll come back when I decide to make more of those patterns from that lovely, lovely box, or when I return to my regularly scheduled 1910s programming. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again some other time. Bye!